Bob, and I want to meet her. I couldn't wait to meet her. And she said, he's making $250,000 cutting hair. The average person makes $40,000 to $60,000. And we both said, you got to get that knowledge out of her
exactly.
head.
And what she's working on now.
And so now we have dozens of people, we'll give you examples, that were doing photography.
I was going to say Michael Rosbush, a great example. So Michael, an accountant for over 25 years, great guy. He's probably watching tonight. Awesome dude. Now, I don't know his whole story, but he started as an accountant, then he formed a company.
But I want to make a point. He didn't think he was the kind of person to get up and give seminars or be able to create.
None of that.
A lot of people say, an accountant is somebody that has less personality than an economist, and that's kind of scary, right?
Exactly.
But he had that mindset, and he didn't think anybody's going to listen to him.
Yeah, exactly. And something didn't go well with his partnerships, which happened in life. So now all of a sudden, no more business. Later on in life, and he's like, I want to impact. I want to help young accountants go quicker, but accountants wouldn't pay me. And he had to get over that mindset. His number one fear, he said, is who's going to pay me $15,000 as an accountant who barely make that to be in my group, my training group. But he was wrong. He's going to do he did 300,000 last year in sales on his way. He said projected next year $1 million a year. And what is he doing? He's simply taking his 20-something years experience as an accountant and he's serving these young people who are going into a field. They're going to make those mistakes if he doesn't help them. They're going to miss the opportunities if he doesn't give them. And all of a sudden now he's in the knowledge business as an accountant.
But also there's a different fulfillment when you're able to help somebody else to grow themselves and grow their business as well. And so now this makes him more money than he does as an accountant. I mean, this is an opportunity for you to, again, either find that little skill inside you. There's a couple here that they went through a really tough time trying to have a baby. Endometriosis for a woman is really a tough situation. And they said, we want to help other people. And we'd like to get paid for it too, but who's going to listen to us? We're not medical doctors. Yeah. And their business is growing geometrically because they've been through it. They know what the problems are. They know how to navigate through the doctors and they show people what to do. And they have a mastermind that changes that. So there's so many ways for you to be able to participate in this process and where you can do something meaningful that also has economic.
And let me break down. When I say the knowledge business is $355 million a day, what does that mean? So there's books, there's courses, there's coaching, and then there's masterminds. And I want to break those down really quick and tell you why the last one is our favorite. Because books, I don't know about you, books have transformed my life. I've written multiple New York Times bestsellers, so has Tony, in the hands of millions of people. That's the great part.
However,
writing a book is a bitch. Like, I just have to say it like it is. I mean, would you rather write a book or fly around the world?
Sit and type and be reading over and over and over again this thing, going crazy or going deliver. I didn't write a new book for 20 years because I hated writing books. I only wrote Money Master Game because I was so mad about some people in Kirk because most people don't read today. If you look at all the statistics on the web, people love to watch video. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, 95% of all books in Barnes & Noble have sold less than 1,000 copies. Right. So books are amazing, but that part of the industry, there's a lot of people teaching that. That's not what we're going to share with you.
And you can still do that as well if you want to, but it's not where we'd start you.
Right, and then the second part is courses. Now, I can only say the most amazing thing about courses because I paid for your course and it transformed my life. My first, I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in course sales. So as Tony, we've got to impact lives all around the world with courses. But that's not what we're going to teach you today because with courses, listen, we build the best courses on the planet. We have teams. We have 40 people in the office right now. We have designers and architects and people who help pull you through so we get a 98% completion rate. But most courses, about 9% of the people actually finish.
Or less.
And you need a team. You need a staff. You need customer service. So we don't want to teach that because even though it's great, it's not a great starting point.
And if you already have one, great. You can add to your business.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And then the third part is coaching. Love coaching. Tony, you pretty much invented coaching. No joke.
Coaching is around, but it was you had to be a therapist in those days. I was the person that called it and created it as something you could do based on results. But the only challenge with coaching is you're making a bad financial trade. Nothing wrong with it. I enjoy it and I still do it as well. But if I only coach, then you're trading time for money. And when you're trading for money, you still have another job. It's a job you control. It's a job you can do anytime you want. It's really beautiful. But if you really want to get to a point where you can reach a mass number of people, I was coaching 9 people a day, then 10, then 12. And literally I was exhausted. It's like, if I want to change the world, I got to find a better way. I got to find something to give me greater reach. So I still believe in coaching. I support coaching. If you do coaching, wonderful. But there's another avenue in the knowledge business that give you scale. Because when you're trading time for money, you're making a bad trade. You're being a financial trader. You want to be able to trade money or time or your knowledge for money at a different level so that you can get a scale of impact and a scale of economics.
Yeah, well, and look what's changed. When you had to do your first event, you tried to put 500 people in a room. It's funny, my first event was at the LA airport. And I had 12 people show up. So that's for another day. I'm not trying, there's a lot of our lives crossed, but that's a true story. But the world has changed, because if I said to you, Tony, would you, and we're going to get into the next piece that we love, what's our favorite part, what we're focused the last almost year of our life on, is today with technology, would you rather write a book, spend a year and hope to sell it, or how about doing a Zoom call with 100 people on it next week who pay you $100 to learn how to eat vegan, or work out better, or fly fish, or do hair, or be a better photographer, or sell better, or do real estate better? That's what's allowed the world to change. So what I want to talk about, yes, books, courses, and coaching is one part, but a huge part of that $355 million a day is what we're calling masterminds. But I want to give you an umbrella. I want to give you a framework. When somebody says a mastermind, you might be going, no, that's not me. No, have you ever been a part of a community? Right? Think of communities used to be about raising money. Communities now are empire builders. Yeah. I mean, think of Jude. This is a great guy. Jude, we reached out to Jude. He helps men be better entrepreneurs and high achievers. Yeah. Right? Now, Jude is a guy, and I love this story. He said he wanted to be successful because he had no parental guidance, and self-education changed his life. And when he got it, he just had this desire to give back. And his biggest fear is that he wanted to be like Tony Robbins, always knowing exactly what to say.
I don't. I don't.
But now he realizes that it doesn't take that. It takes getting started. And that was just a lie that he told himself. Right now, Jude is doing $12,000 a month just teaching how men to be better in business performance and better entrepreneurs. He built a community. They're a part of a group. They call themselves a community, right? So for us, community fits under being a mastermind. Another one is a workshop. Think of a workshop, and I know you like this one too.
Yes, I do.
But a workshop, to me, is more of like forward-facing, right? We have workshops going on how to be better at photography. I saw a guy doing $10,000 a month teaching young kids how to do better fades as a barber, right? There's people helping people fly fish, how to be better at sales, all these different things. But workshops, either online through Zoom or other areas online, or
it could be live in person too.
In person as well. People are doing workshops. I love this story about Jennifer.
Jennifer, she's awesome.
I know Jennifer because I had the chance to meet her. Jennifer comes from a really great entrepreneurial family, and the rest of her family got in the family business. Her brothers and her sister, and she just didn't want to be in it, but she wanted to prove herself. Great dad. She has this wonderful relationship. She's probably watching right now. She always brags about her dad and her parents and her family and all this stuff. But she wanted to do her own thing. So she started helping women write better copy, meaning when they post an ad on Instagram or post a post on Facebook, some people write too long and it doesn't impact. She learned, she studied a whole bunch of the best.
By the way, how did she study? She read all these different books. Yes. She interviewed different people. Exactly. She kind of did what we taught you.
Yeah, she became a reporter of the knowledge, right? So she reports the knowledge. She gets good at writing. She starts helping other women. She builds it into a company. And then she thinks to herself, I wonder if people would pay me to learn to do what I do, not just do the service for them. Instead of saying, hey, I'll write this copy for you for your ad, why don't you come to my office for this workshop and I'll teach you. She said, will people actually pay me for what I know? I don't think it'll exist.
Because her big fear was, I don't have a name, she said. Nobody knows who I am. I don't have a brand or anything of that nature. You don't need it in the beginning. What you need to do is get a small group of people and you add value to them. And when they get value, they'll tell others. And then when you start to understand, we'll show you how to market through Facebook, through Instagram, through all these tools, then all of a sudden that little community starts to grow. Isn't she doing $500,000 now?
Yeah, she's doing $50,000 a month.
So more than that, $600,000.
$600,000 a year. She's killing it. Her family is so proud.
And that's just in that last 2 years, right? In the last 2 years?
Oh, if you could pull that up. I don't know if you're pulling those up, Mike, but these are, we should show you these. Yeah, pull them up.
Yeah, she started a year ago. She started
a year ago. It was her first workshop. Make sure you pull these up. This is amazing. And so then, if you think about it, you have a community or a workshop, and then there's groups. Now, group training could be small groups, big groups, and the way I look at a group, it's still the forward-facing. Like, it's a group of people that could meet quarterly, monthly, weekly, Zoom, live, in person. Tony, you have your platinum group.
Yes, so I have a group of people that we meet 3 to 4 times a year. I have a chance, instead of like working one-on-one with someone coaching, where I charge $1 million to do that, and I only can handle so many. So I said, wow, what if I took 300 or 400 people, which sounds like a lot, but for me, and my seminars are 10 to 50,000 people now. See 250,000 people in live seminars. What if I could just find a small group, and within that group we could work on things, their body, their minds, their emotions. About every 3 to 4 months we're back together and blow them away. It's one of the most fulfilling things I do. I've done it for 14 years now, And these are my family members. And these are people, like, they go to the seminars, they love it, they get the experience of those live events, but then we have this intimate kind of mastermind environment that really changes people's lives at a deep level, where we get to know each other. It truly is one of the most fulfilling things.
That group is your family. When I meet somebody who's a Platt, they're like, hey, Dean, I know you through Tony. I'm a Platt. Like, that's how they identify. Now, but that's Tony Robbins. Yes, it's $85,000 a year. I have a $100,000 group that I started a few years back. But there's groups, I have a $7 a month group that's served 100% through Facebook. We've been doing it. It's a Facebook group. It's an amazing community of young entrepreneurs that want to go to the next level. And also, look at somebody like Ryan Black. Ryan saw all his friends having dating problems. And he got frustrated with people like, I love this girl, and then it's not working out. I don't know what to say. How do I talk to her? How do I ask her to go to the next level of our relationship? And is it like, he just saw it and he started studying it obsessively. How do you help my friends? How do I help myself? And he started building this community. He's provided all free content online, helping people online. He just kept saying, hey, if you need help with dating, this is what I've learned from this book and this one. He became the
Which, by the way, which brought people to him because he was adding value to them. He was just giving them information they learned. They said, hey, I trust this guy, I respect this guy. They brought it closer, and then he started to be able to charge for it. And now his business has grown. What's he doing now?
Yeah, well, he's a group training. He does it 100% online. He started at $5,000 to $10,000 a month. He sends us documentation. I'm not saying you're going to do this, and I don't know what the profit margin is, but he's doing between $30,000 to $50,000 a month right now, doing group training on how to be better at dating, how to be better in relationships, and he's crushing it, and he feels so amazing. And again, his biggest fear was, am I really going to give the students the results they needed? Yes. And obviously they do, because they keep coming back. So again, we're talking about masterminds, and under is communities and workshops and groups. And the last one is what people call a workshop. I mean, a mastermind. Like an actual mastermind. And a mastermind is, Napoleon Hill said it the best, right?
Yeah. Anytime you bring two people together where there's some form of harmony or rapport, a third mind is formed. And that third mind has answers that neither of those individuals would have. When you get more than two people, it starts to grow geometrically. And the beautiful thing about masterminds, guys, is you might say, I don't know if I got the ability to stand up and even talk to a group on Zoom, or even talk to a group of 10 or 12 people in a little meeting sharing what I know. You don't have to do that in a mastermind. In a mastermind, you're bringing people together, and we show you the process to get them to bring the answers to the table. And you know what? People actually own things more in a community. A community is not just a place you go get something, a community you go give something. And people get addicted to masterminds because I'm learning from other people really practical, specialized knowledge. Something can make me and my business grow, help me do with my hair, help me make write better software, help me whatever it is I'm looking for. These are other people in that industry. They have history and challenges that I have. We share ideas and answers, but I'm also able to contribute to that area. And it takes the pressure off of you trying to be the expert. You don't have to be as the head of a mastermind.
I have to tell you, nothing in my life. It is the one thing that has moved the needle more for me than any one thing in my life. I get to go, I hold high-end masterminds, but I also attend high-end masterminds. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going because I get to go there with my biggest problem and challenge, and I get to go there also with my biggest opportunity. And the biggest opportunity, the group shines light on how to make it bigger, and the problem, somebody in the group absolutely has been through it, and they give me guidance. Nothing has changed my life like masterminds.
Plus, they become your dearest friends.
They do.
They become friends for each other. They become friends for you. And that also creates stickiness for the business as well on a positive side. People don't want to go away when they get so much value. Instead of you having to be the generator of value all by yourself, that's the beauty of a mastermind. Quite frankly, in the beginning, I did it all on my own. I learned, I grew. I was the guy from the front of the room. I did it the rough way. But masterminds are a much easier way. And in those masterminds, you're learning constantly too, which makes you a better expert. So if you do want to give a course, if you do want to step up and write a book, you have got something to pull from.
And you got eyeballs.
Yes.
And just so think about this, when we say mastermind from this part out, we mean communities and groups and workshops and actual masterminds. I just got to share about Dana Derricks. Dana, awesome guy. If you could pull him up on the screen, Mike. Dana's an awesome dude because
Oh, the goat farmer, yeah.
Like literally, his video that he sent in was unbelievable. Yeah. Dana taught people how to find partners to help promote your business. So you're going out there, and he would find somebody that's in a similar genre but not a competition and get him to be an affiliate partner to promote.
Yeah.
So he did it so well, he said, let me build a course. And he's like, the course is good, but it's not making the impact. Then he got nervous. He started a $25,000 per person mastermind to come to his goat farm, literally in his garage. No. I'm not joking, in his garage, and hold it. And could this work? Would they pay me? Would they want to come to this little town I live in? So amazing that right now he's doing $50,000 a month in top line revenue, helping people learn how to be better.
$600,000 a year.
Doing
and how long has he been doing it now? 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years doing this. So the reason I wanted to share these examples, and we had our team scour people to find from all different walks of life, is because when we talk, like, we didn't want to share too much to the world because you go, oh, I'm not Tony, I'm not Dean, I'm not an expert. And that's why you're wrong. In fact, I think I'm going to go to the whiteboard.
Please do.
I want to share something. If you guys could follow me over here. Thanks, Jeremy. So let's peel this off. So being in the knowledge business is, again, when we first share this, you might think, I'm not an expert. And we have exact questions that we're going to go over. Thank you so much. Over 30,000 of you responded to the email that Tony and I sent out asking you what would stop you from being in the knowledge business. And we heard you say, I'm an expert, I'm good at something, but I'm not a good teacher. I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know how to do it. I wouldn't know where. Well, we solve that. That's what we do, right? So just think, if you had a methodical process, if you have a skill, a hobby, an expertise, or a passion, if you had the right questions designed by Tony and I after 60 years, where when you were done, you went, holy crap, this is what I'm good at. All of a sudden, your confidence goes up, and then you get the blueprint on how to train it, whether online for a half a day or 2 days in person, along with tools that we've been using. I've been using most of those for over 20 years. So just think, that fear goes away. But I want to tell you the 3 type of people, we were calling it the KBB triangle. The 3 type of people we've already mentioned a lot of times, but I want this to sum it up for you. You're either the expert. And what does the expert mean? It means you have to be in business for 50 years, doing it every day. No, that's not what it means. Take Jamie, if you could pull Jamie up. Jamie Findley, I love this story. Jamie was a wedding photographer, doing really well. I think, if I remember right, she was doing $60,000, $70,000 a year as a wedding photographer and working time and effort, right? So she'd have to go to the wedding, she'd have to film, she'd have to edit, she'd have to do all the pieces. Well, then she started teaching her friends, and then more friends wanted to learn. So right now what Jamie does is she holds expert workshops on how to be in the wedding photography business, how to market, how to brand yourself, how to do amazing pictures, how to get other people to help you, how to get interns. She does this now, and she's so fulfilled. Same thing, her biggest fear, would people actually pay me for what I know? I haven't been doing this for a million years. Now she's doing $41,000 a month, helping people get in the photography business. This is what the world has changed. People would think, just 10 years ago, you'd say, I want to be in the wedding business. Where can I go to college to learn how to be a photographer? Yeah. People don't think that anymore. You know where they go? They go and look for who's somebody, I want to learn from a professional, I want to learn from a non-professional who's doing it, rather than the professional teacher.
Meaning a non-professional teacher.
Yeah, non-professional teach that's doing it, rather than the professional teacher. So that's a great story with Jamie. So now you might be saying, okay, all right, if Tony and Dean were guiding me, I could extract it, I could share it, okay. But what about if I'm not an expert? I don't have any expertise. I just got out of college, or I've been in a job that hasn't challenged me forever, but I'm ready to tap into my full potential. Then you'd be the reporter. Listen, I told this story on stage, and I'll rob this. I mean, the best idea, the best example of a reporter is Money Master the Game. Yeah, it's one of the greatest.
Yeah, because what I did when I saw this, I saw so many people suffering during 2008, and I knew a lot in the financial area. I'd coached Paul Tudor Jones, one of the top 10 financial traders, for 24 years, and less money in 24 years. It was all him, not me, but I got to learn a lot. And I thought, what if I went interviewed, because people are going to say, Tony Robbins, he's a motivator. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I've done in the financial area. What if I interviewed 50 of the smartest people in the world, the Warren Buffetts, the Ray Dalias, the Carl Icahns, and figure out what makes them tick, what makes them so successful to go from nothing to multi-billion dollars. These are all people like Ray Dalio started in a 2-bedroom apartment, right? And now the guy's got $160 billion that he manages. And so I figured out what they did, I applied it, and I taught it, I put it in a book, and I taught it to people. But I gotta tell you what else benefit happens. When you go to teach other people and you learn things, you apply it yourself. I took what I learned from them in my little $50, $100 million companies and converted them to $1 billion companies, $6 billion now a year, just from what I learned in that area. But it started earlier.